In this video, we're going to be opening up and checking out the new Bone Brawler skeleton action figure by the Fwoosh. And honestly, this is one of the best values for $40 I've seen in a figure in so long. It is time. It is time to check out the spookiest and scariest figure I have ever done on this. But for real though, this is like a really cool skeleton action figure made by the Fwoosh that I'm really curious about, and I can't wait to check this guy out. So I pre-ordered this guy in 2022, and I only just got him, and I actually completely forgot he existed until he showed up on my doorstep recently. I'm so glad, like what a great surprise when that happens. Has that ever happened to you? So this is made by the Fwoosh, or Fwoosh. If you're familiar with the YouTube channel, Fwoosh, they do a lot of great, action figure and toy news, stuff like that. Yeah, they make action figures too. They've done these ninja guys, the articulated icons, I think they're called, and a bunch of other cool things. And they put out this skeleton figure for pre-order a couple years ago, and now it's here. And it looks like it's a great value for what it is. It was only $40, and it looks really quality for what it is. Especially like getting a good, just plain old skeleton is kind of difficult these days. So if you are interested in getting this guy, he's, I believe, still on their website. I'll have it linked in the description. And they also have a cool green one on there as well. Congrats to them for such a smaller company putting out figures that are cool. And I did forget to mention, this guy's actual name is the Bone Brawler, which is pretty cool. A dagger and a longsword? I didn't know that was in there. Where is that? I don't see that in there. Cool, that's really exciting. I can't wait to open this up. I always get super excited and just super proud and happy for companies who are able to put out figures that aren't about any types of already existing IP. They can just put out cool figures because they're cool, not because it's Batman or Superman or Star Wars. Or good for the companies who are able to do this, like Mezco and Mythic Legions, who put out their own characters. I love that. I think that's so cool. Okay, here's the Bone Brawler himself in the flesh. This is a really cool figure. He's very light, as you can probably imagine. He's very thin. It's very clear where his joints are. I like that because when you're holding a light figure like this, you're kind of scared as you're posing him, but I'm not scared because I know where the joints are and I can tell what they are. And so I know how I can bend them. So if you look here, he's got joints right on his ankles, right on his knees, right on his pelvic area, two on the back of his spine right here and here, so that's cool. You can get a lot more range with that. Of course, he's got one on the wrists, the elbows, the shoulders, and then he's got two up in his head here. He's got one on the back of the neck, and then one inside the head. And there you go. This guy's super cool, honestly. I wish I bought two of him just so I could have one or two skeletons in the background or for whatever I need them for photos or anything. I can move the joints and the posability exactly how I would pretty much want to. But either way, this guy's super freaking cool. So as well as the stuff he's already got on him, he comes with a lot of cool stuff, including this pumpkin head. How cool is this? This is not only just a cool head if you want to switch him out, but you can also just kind of use it as a prop. If you wanted to have a jack-o'-lantern in toy photo or anything, that's a really cool prop right there. And among all the other heads, he's got a bunch of them. So we've got a brain exposed head, which this is awesome. This is also something that would be a cool prop. I think this is really cool, and the paint on the brain looks really awesome. Then next is just a very normal looking skull. The skull that he's already got on his face is a little bit more animated and expressions and stuff, and this is totally expressionless. This is just basic skull. So great. Another skull. And right here is I don't even want to say this is an angry skull, but I think this is more suspicious, or he's nefarious or conspiring something bad or something. And I think this is cool. There's a lot of stuff you could do with this face. I think that's really cool. And then we've got a horned devil skull with a articulated mouth. Whoa, you can open that all the way. That's cool. That's really cool. And then we've got one with a scroll and some type of I don't know if that's kanji or something on his head. I don't know, but that's cool. And something in his eyes. It's pretty cool. This is probably something I won't ever use, but you can take the scroll out of his mouth Really cool. This is such a cool figure. Man, for 40 bucks, what an amazing value. I am just noticing that the normal head that he's already got on does also open up too. Like, how cool is that? Man, this guy is incredibly photogenic. Like, the way light reacts to all the little bumps and curves that this skeleton has is just so incredible. Like, I'm doing the same lighting I always do for every video, but he just looks so good, doesn't? Am I right? Like, come on, he looks so good. And we've got a dagger and a sword, which instantly remind me of Daedric weapons from Skyrim or from Oblivion, at least by the shape of them. Definitely totally into these. That's awesome. So here he is next to the $4 Walmart skeleton, which this guy is awesome. I did a whole video about this guy. Hopefully we'll be able to find him again in Walmart's this Halloween. And then here he is also next to just a Mythic Legion skeleton, which they've got a really cool skeleton coming out very soon, which I can't wait till that comes in. I have got a whole very exciting custom I'm gonna do with him, with this guy, when that comes out. Cannot wait for this. Another great one to compare him to that I don't have, I wish I did, was one of these Storm collectibles, like Harryhausen skeleton figures. Like, those are really cool, and they've done a bunch of them, but I don't have one of them. And they come in 2-packs, and I wish I did, but I mean, I've got this guy now, and I don't really have the desire to get one of those like I usually did, so that's really cool. There are some other great skeleton figures that I'm not thinking of that would be really great to compare him to. Please let me know in the comments. I would love to see like what would be a good comparison for this guy. Like, I'm sure there's plenty of other figures we can pick a bone with, but I can't think of any others.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.
And this guy matches and pairs up so incredibly well with like other accessories. If you have them, like, you can just mess around with him with anything you've got and he'll be so cool. Like, this is so awesome. Man, I cannot say enough good things about this guy. I really love this figure, so I have to take a toy photo with him. There's a million things I could do, but do something outside, something cool but funny but evil, I don't know. So I'm definitely gonna take something really fun with this guy. Okay, so I just went out to a parking lot near me, and I like this really cool broken ground pavement, and I'm gonna do something really cool with Link, and he's gonna be surrounded by skeletons. So I've got Link over here, and Skeleton is right here. Right now, it's kind of just looking like this, but the plan is to have skeletons all over this entire scene. So I'm gonna take tons of photos. It'll be very simple, actually. I'll take a photo like this, and then I'll move the skeleton over here, and then a photo like that. Move it over there, take a photo, move it over there, take a photo, move it over, and just move it all over the place and take tons of photos. And I'm gonna leave my focus on manual focus, so I don't have anything changing. The focus is always perfect. And then I'll just combine them all into Photoshop. It'll just be cut and paste really for Photoshop. So my settings are a little bit different. I do have my f-stop at 5.6 right now, which is a little bit higher than usual. I wanna have a little bit more focus around, so I have all the skeletons as much as possible in focus. I got 200 as my shutter speed. I don't need it very fast for this at all, and I'm definitely going to be using my handy remote here, so to make sure I'm not touching my camera at all, because if I touch it and bump it, it's gonna screw everything up. It's all gotta be as not touched as possible. All right, I'm gonna start moving this stuff around and taking the shot. What a freaking cool figure this is, and what an absolute win for Fwoosh this is as well. I'm so impressed with this figure, and I'm so happy to have this thing. I'll probably be using it in photos all the time. Did you end up picking this guy up? I'd love to know. What do you think about this guy? Is he as cool as I'm thinking that he is? If you did enjoy the video, please consider liking it and subscribing to the channel. That would be fantastic. I'd be forever grateful, and thank you so much for watching. Of course, I will see you in the next video.